She worked as a network manager, DELNET, till July 20 and took over as a director, DELNET, after the demise of the founder, director of DELNET, Dr. H.K. Kaul. She has been involved with with the creations of union catalogs and many other services like this with the DELNET, like interlibrary library loan and DDS operations and the overall operations of the library network. She worked as a technical staff with the National Bibliographical Database pilot project and the Department of Culture, Government of India. And she is actively involved as a resource person to impart training to LICs, preferably in Goa. She has authored nearly 25 papers and edited 10 books. She has been a course writer for IGNOU PGT plan course for retrospective conversation in libraries and marked 21 modules for Masters of Library Science program. She is also a coordinator for DELNET training program also. She has presented a paper in the ILD conference held at Hanover, Germany. She has been awarded with the prestigious International Visitor Leadership Program of the U.S. Department of State and visited extensively the U.S. libraries, museums, and archives in USA in 2012. She was also a member of the working group on National Virtual Library. She has visited countries including Germany, Greece, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Sweden, Thailand, and USA on various professional assignments. I welcome you, Dr. Sangeeta Kaul, and thank you very much. I think we can start. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Raj. Thank you very much. Very good evening. Warm greetings to you all, to Dr. Madhu Jasolaji and Mrs. Raj Changra, a longtime colleague, of us at DELNET, and all of you, the distinguished HODs, the faculty members, and the students of New Delhi Institute of Management. It's a profound privilege for me to interact with you all through this webinar platform and to acquaint you about the DELNET resources and services. DELNET and NDIM has got a very long time association of more than 17 years. If we can see, the NDIM joined as a member of DELNET and way back in the year 2003. So it's more than 17 years. It's a long time association. And I think because of the, the trying times, though being in Delhi, you are in Delhi, we are in Delhi, in JNU campus from where right now I'm speaking to you. And the new ways of, getting connected. And it's indeed a, wonderful pleasure for me, to interact with all of you and to make you aware about our DELNET resources and services. I could see that right now we have around, yes, it's a very wonderful figure of 222 attendees, who are attending. So thank you so very much for making it possible, to join at this webinar. And I must say on behalf of DELNET, a very warm, sincere thanks to the entire management of NDIM, and especially to my own library colleague, Mrs. Raj Changraji, for coordinating with us in organizing this event. So I would like to, start off by giving, so we have exactly an hour, with us. It's like, yes, an hour time with us. So what we would like to do is firstly, I would like to give you a little orientation, about our services and resources well before I go to show you online that how you can access the DELNET resources and services. And I definitely would like to see to it that we have some kind of a time for interactions, because that's for what it's a both ways learning. We also want to hear a lot from you, and we would like to also know that what exactly are the kind of things that you feel that we can do for NDIM. So firstly, I would just like to mention a bit about DELNET, an organization which is working for since the year 1992. We are almost now a 28 years organization. And it started off as a city-based library network way back in the year 1992. We are a registered society under the Societies Registration Act 1860. And it took us nearly 28 years now, if you can see that, having in today's day and time, more than 7,000 institutions that we are networking across the length and the breadth of the country, including, our institutions not only in India, we also have our presence outside India in countries including Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. We have members in UAE, we have members in USA. So this network has now been considered, and it is practically one of the largest library network in the entire South Asian continent. And when we think about the entire globe, we are the second largest library network. The single largest library network in the in the world is OCLC, which is in United States of America, wherein they are connecting around 15,000 libraries, and we are the second largest one. So the prime motto, as you could see on our website, this is DELNET.in, and the prime motto of this organization, founded by the great visionary Dr. H.K. Kaul, the founder of this organization, who served in the International Center for nearly more than 45 years, and from where we started off in a very small little cubicle of not more than 10 by 10 room size. We are early, steps were being taken there. And in the year 2005, we shifted, to our own building, which is right now, from where I'm addressing all of you, at the Jawaharlal Nehru University campus. So our prime motto of this organization, right from the inception, remained networking libraries, spreading and sharing knowledge. So it's not just simply networking the libraries, bringing these libraries together. The main purpose, of networking these libraries is to ensure that we are able to spread and also share. Sharing is caring. The more we share, the more we are demonstrating, the mantra of, caring. And we are an organization which is now for nearly 3 decades now been working in this. I would also like to mention that DELNET, our main head office here in JNU campus, in our own infrastructures that we have, we also have got our admin block and our guest house facilities. And we also have units in Bangalore. We have our unit in Pune as well as in Hyderabad. The city of Delhi, from where this entire network started way back in the year 1992 with the name of DELNET, Delhi Library Network, now has got, the name got changed in the year 2000, with the name got changed to DELNET, Developing Library Network, as we were able to move out of Delhi. In today's day and time, the state which is giving us the maximum number of institutions is the state of Tamil Nadu, wherein we have more than 900 institutions as a member, followed by Maharashtra, where we have more than 800 institutions, and many other states. And, we do have members outside India. So about the resources we talk about, we have more than 3.7 crore documents, as I said, our major work is bringing these libraries together through the networking, and content networking is one of our major work. We closely work on the 5 major C's, what we call the 5 C's of a library network. Those are the 5 C's of being, able to demonstrate well over the last 3 decades to our institutions. And out of these 5 C's, we have the clients, the users for whom we are doing, and I'm very happy that we have got a wonderful platform here today to address and to interact with you all. We have the major work for us is connecting the content with the user. So we have the content, and then we have got users. Communication remains as a very, very major important thing for us, whether it's inter and intrapersonal communications, or we talk about, the internet connectivities and all. The cost is yet another major factor, for anyone, and especially in the, the demanding times that we have, the cost at which we are providing the services. I would like to mention that the DELNET membership is meant for the institutions, and their bona fide users are able to access, that information. For the past more than 20 years now, we have not increased our membership fee. As a meager amount of 11,500 plus 18% GST that we are charging for last 20 years, because our major goal remains, to sustain the operations, and a major goal remains how to really, provide the timely support to our information seekers, and bringing this content, varied content, together, and giving through a central platform. As you could see here, we have on this website, you can see here, we have this discovery portal. So besides 3.7 crore documents, we also provide an access to around 1.6 crore full text ebooks, e-journals, and e-articles. So I'm very shortly going to, show you a demonstration of that too online. So I would just quickly like to, skip, and, you can see once you click onto this new discovery portal on our website, you would, if you are accessing while being in the campus, which is right now, most challenging thing, to do that. But if you're doing it while being, in the campus, if you do, it's an IP-based access, so you will be able to see the New Delhi Institute of Management, the name appearing. But in today's scenario, when you are doing it, from your place of residence or, outside off campus, if you're accessing, so please note that this is a kind of a screen that you will be prompted with. You have to give the login and password. The login is NDIM, quite easy enough for your institution, New Delhi Institute of Management. And the password, I'm requesting Mrs. Raj to kindly let you know the password for accessing. Please note, this is the main landing page. We are going to tell you more in detail about it once we are accessing online. And you can see here it says, search the DELNET Digital Library Resource. You're accessing Union Catalogs. It's an every moment work for us to bring together this content from the varied libraries, and every moment we keep on merging, So these can be the records of the books which you physically have, at your place. These can be, the articles and other things which you have at your place. And through this platform, you will be able to search them together. So please note that in this digital library resource, you would be able to search, more than 3.7 crore documents which are scattered across the country and even outside, and they are available, what we call it as interlibrary loan. This is one of the most popular service, which is when we talk about even in the discipline of management, we have leading IIMs, which are the members, including Indian Institute of Management Bangalore, Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad, we have Lucknow, we have IIM Kozhikode, we have almost, entire IIMs, they're the great takers of our services. And interlibrary loan is like, we're in library to library cooperation. You want something available, that title can be at IIM Ahmedabad, it can be at TEPNI Manipal, it can be at MDI Gurgaon. We are the ones who practically arranges and gets it delivered. And what you need to do is, you need to just refer that. Usual lending period is a 4 weeks period. And then we take that book, back. And if it's arranged from outside Delhi, we charge you for a nominal courier postal. Whatsoever is the nominal courier, that amount has been incurred, that's the amount, to be paid. But if you're arranging something from the Delhi libraries, you are in Delhi, DELNET is in Delhi, head office is in Delhi, we don't charge you anything extra. So let's say from IMI, we have arranged a book for you, or from IMI or from some of the other institution, you are not going to pay anything extra for that to us. So, and besides this, so this interlibrary loan, even we have, for example, just to tell you, we have Royal Institute of Management in Bhutan, which is one of our very prestigious member institution in your subject area of management. We are sending even the books from here, to them on interlibrary loan. We are engaged with this international interlending. The documents are being sent, and then they are being, you have to return it back then, after referring to. Similarly, for journal articles also, I would like to mention, though a large amount of journal articles are being available through DELNET, but for example, you yourself is looking and writing a paper, or maybe for your research work, you are looking for some articles, you can straight away send us an email about those references, and then we arrange for the full text. We will be able to get you the PDFs, if we're able to get it from our member institutions, we pass on the PDFs like that. In cases if they're not being available as a digital copies, it does happen at times that you have to still rely on the hard print copies, some very old issues are there, and then we do charge you for a photocopying, on that. Otherwise, it's a library to library cooperation which is happening, and it is entirely meant for academics, for research and training purposes. So please note that. I'll just quickly show it to you later. And please also keep a note of this knowledge gainer portal. And once you access this portal, this will take you to around, you can be able to explore around 1.6 crore full text material, through this. So we'll just show it to you online on various subjects. You can download the entire e-books, e-journals, and e-articles. And then we are also going to show you here the management e-journals. So this is how, I'll just quickly skip on from here because we'd like to show you online. So you can make a search, all fields, you can choose which field you are wanting. Books on loan, you're wanting to get some books on loan or you're looking for, but please note, when you're searching in this window, these are all bibliographic because they are physically there in the member institutions. 7,000 institutions, they physically hold that material with them. But on the contrary, if you are accessing the knowledge gainer, this has got all full text material. But as all of us are, and especially I think this pandemic time has also made us to realize as the not much of the material still is available. Majority is still there, as in, not as a print versions. They are not being neither born digitally nor they are available in the digital format. And that's how, so we have a blending of the both, that you can see the 7,000 institutions, what they hold on their library shelves, and at the same time, you can also access a lot much of material which is available as a full text. So I'll quickly skip on from here, I would like to show you online only to keep a note that in our locations, let's say, for example, any title that you see, this is not in your subject area, but otherwise to tell you, you would be seeing this institution, two small case letter code wherein this institution is located. So when we started off from Delhi, we never used to put a word prefix it with ND or DEL for Delhi, because it was by default that the library is in Delhi. But when in the year 2000, we moved out of Delhi, internet came into play, we started having our services, the web-based services we developed, we started providing this two small case letter code denoting the state wherein this library is there. So RJ for Rajasthan, AP, Andhra Pradesh, MH for Maharashtra, and likewise. And you can see here a feature, if this book is also on the Google preview, though physically there at MNIT Jaipur, and this is also on Google, you can click on and can see the content pages. So I'd like to show you online. This is something in your discipline, Introduction to Business. You can see, and I'll just quickly show you. And this is requesting a book on loan, and this is physically to get a book, physical copy. As I told you, even the leading management institutions of the country, they are relying a lot on our these DELNET interlibrary loan services. So it's a library to library, we are the ones who arranges it, and since we have these coordination units in Bangalore, Pune, and Hyderabad, who also does a lot much of these transactions with our institutions. So you can see here what you can do. If you have seen a book, you can copy it, paste it, send an email to your librarian, Mrs. Raj Agraji, mark a copy to us saying that I'm looking for this book, and you arrange. So it's our work, to get that arranged and to get it delivered to you. This is an interlibrary loan password, and this password rests with the librarian because they need to keep a track of who is wanting and what are they wanting. And once they place the request, they are going to put your name, your designation, email ID, and when we send it as a protocol, we also inform you. We keep you in the loop that you should also know that what is exactly being required. And this is the knowledge gainer portal. I think I'll quickly skip because I would like to show you online that how it works. So and we also have this wonderful portal for the language learning. Those of you who are interested to learn some of the foreign languages, you can always, it's a very wonderful portal. These may not be of much significance. E-journals, definitely we would like to show you online, and even the journals which are being covered in Scopus, they are being listed. You can definitely see. We have a huge e-books. We also have network digital thesis of dissertations and all. And I would just like to, this is how we are scattered across the country, and you can see here, right from Andamans to Andhra Pradesh, 496, and Telangana, you can see 591 institutions. Tamil Nadu is a state giving us, as I said, the maximum number of institutions, 931 institutions we have, academic institutions across the state of Tamil Nadu, which we are networking, followed by Maharashtra, 866, followed by Uttar Pradesh, 861, a close tussle between the two states, to be at second and the third position. And across you can see here, 291, because each nook and part of Delhi is entirely being networked by us. And you can see here, so right from, you talk about any of the, Assam University, Tezpur University, all the leading institutions. We talk about Chandigarh, Punjab University, Chandigarh, you have ISER, Mohali, you have, in all across Goa, you have Goa State Center Library, Goa Engineering College, and even the management institutions, which they are fairly a big number. Haryana, Gujarat, as I said earlier, we have Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, we have Indian Institute of, we also have, IRMA as our member, we have NIRMA, management, they are big, good users of ours. Himachal, we have presence in Jammu and Kashmir, including Central University of Kashmir, Kashmir University. One thing also, like in Karnataka, you can see here across the country, we have members in every state, which is very constructively, contributing to this network. You have academic institutions. And also I would like to mention one thing, that at times it happens that, you may be looking for a management title. It may not be available in any of the leading management institutions, but you may be able to locate that book in an engineering institution. So through this network of DELNET, which we, have coverage, wider coverage, in the various domains, it really helps in the resource discovery, because we never know how and why that institution has purchased for a particular document. So this gives a lot much of visibility to the content. And this is something of our, these are, we have around more than, in fact, 900 institutions which are onto our network. And you can see here, right from IIM Visakhapatnam to IIM Trichy to IIM Lucknow, IIM Kozhikode, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore, IIM Shillong. You have got Bangalore, both Gaya, Indian Institute of Management in Jammu, in Sirmaur. We have in Delhi, All India Management Institution, Bhartidasan Institute of Management, BIMTech in Noida. And you can see here, it's a huge listing, and we can see here one of our prestigious member, and I'm able to interact with you all at New Delhi Institute of Management, TFI in Manipal, Tyagaraja School of Management, Madurai. And you can see here, they are just being there all across, and the great takers, of our services. These are our units which are being there, as I said earlier, Bangalore, Pune, and Hyderabad, and this is what we are. So now I would like to show you online, our services, and so these are the two email IDs. If you have any references that you're looking for, books or the journal articles or anything, please drop us an email at these two email IDs. And after this, I'm going to show you, I hope, did you see that screen wherein I showed you, that how you can search for a particular book and all that?
Yes, we can see that.
That you were able to see that part of it? Because
yes,
now I'm
yes,
not able
please.
to.
No, we can see that.
So please note, I'm just making, let's say, for example, a search on the word marketing. You're looking for books, with the title, the word marketing, and you're wanting some books, to be there. And now you can see here, this page appears, which tells you that 3,71,071 hits are there, wherein the word marketing is appearing in the title of the book. You use this sort, date descending, latest titles appearing first, and you can see here, I was telling you, I think you were able to get only my the audio. You can see here the book, The Third Pillar. Are you able to see now this third pillar,
yes,
how markets?
Now it is perfect.
Okay, fine. So you can see here by Raghuram Rajan, this latest book which is there.
Yes.
And this book is, and if you take the cursor to the institution, it tells you where physically this book is there. It says Competition Commission of India. You can keep on moving down and then see. So as I told you, if you find a location without the two small case prefix of a state code, that means this library is in Delhi. So if you take the cursor, it says Delhi University South Campus has got, IMI has got this book, International Management Institution. Keep on moving down, and I showed you, in fact, that example, and we'll just show you once again that particular example. Let's say, for example, this book, I was telling you about AI for marketing, that is artificial intelligence for marketing and product innovation. Book is at Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad. Now, the books out of these 3.7 crore books, which are physically available on the library shelves in our 7,000 member institutions, if those titles which are also on Google, you will get this Google preview link in that catalog. So this book is also on Google preview, and if you just click onto this, you will be able to see. Now see here, entire contents page of the book is available. And if you want us to get you some specific chapters, we can very well arrange for those chapters and can send you a scanned copies of that. Or you are doing a research, let's say on AI for marketing, and you have decided that no, this entire book I need to refer page by page, and you want to get this book on loan. So what really you have to do is you go to this get more details. Once you do that, So what you need to do is you just copy this entire thing. You know that this book is in an Institute of Management Ahmedabad. You just copy it, paste it in the mail, and drop us a mail. Send a mail to Mrs. Raj, mark a copy to us saying that please arrange this book on loan. And what Mrs. Raj is going to do is then she would log in and she would register this request online with us. So we would be processing this request, and this ILL password rests with her. And the library colleagues, they will register, it will come to us, but on the basis of your email, we will arrange this book. So we are going to then contact an Institute of Management Ahmedabad. They will send this book to us physically through courier or by post, and once it comes, we deliver it. And as I told it to you, for this entire process, what DELNET is going to charge you is the nominal courier to and fro charges. So whatever, because I'm in Ahmedabad, is going to ask us for a courier for sending this book. And when we return it back, again, we are going to incur. So a book cost maybe of 10,000 or 15,000 rupees, but you can get it, say, for 150 or 200 rupees that you have to incur on this entire process of courier charges. Apart from this, let me just tell you that you do have a feature here of emailing the search or saving the search for further use. So you can email this. This is the email ID of Mrs. Raj. So automatically from her, it will go, and then you can write your email ID, and automatically, it will say send email. You can write it. These are my bibliography for this particular, chapter or something, and it will come to you automatically, this entire thing. You can see here on the right-hand side, it tells you which institution has got how many titles. And so you can see here, KN for Karnataka, P is Technology, GJ for Gujarat, MH for Maharashtra. Those without these two small case prefix, that means this library is in Delhi, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, South Campus Library and all. Even herein, you are able to see by the authors' names, you're able to see, you're able to see the language also. And there are some books which are there, as you can see, even in French, there are 13 titles, which are being there with the region and all that. And you can make a search for anything that you are wanting, to search using this particular thing. Now I would take you to the Knowledge Gainer portal. And this is the portal which contains, as of now, 1.5 crore documents which are being there. And I'm just going to, make the same search which I did earlier. That is, let's say, for example, online marketing, you're looking for something. You can say online marketing, you just click onto this, and it tells you, shows you 396 hits are there. On the right-hand side, it also tells you how many of them are articles, how many are from institutional repositories, and how many ebooks are there on this. And even herein, it tells you whether it's an article or which kind of a particular reference it is. So these are all, the kind of articles that you can see, online sales and business model innovation in art markets, a case study, purchase intention in the online open market, do concerns for e-commerce really matter, and knowledge graphs for online marketing and sales of touristic services. So you can just click to this get full text. And once you say get full text, you can see here, it says download the PDF. And this is from 20th January 2020. The entire article is right over here for you. It's a 21-page article. You can very well download even this article if you want to download it. Please note, for example, we are given a word leadership here, and you are wanting to make a search for any kind of a material which is there on leadership. And once you do that, you can see here, it shows you how many books, how many articles are there, 10,132, exploring the influence of transformational leadership on work engagement and workspace. You can just click on and can get a full text of this. So you can see here, if you click onto this, that is a transformational leadership in a workplace, you will be able to get the entire, article exploring the influence of transformational leadership on work engagement and workplace spirituality of academic employees in the private higher education institutions in Malaysia. Quite an interesting topic. And you can see here, the entire article is there for you to download. You can just click on here and you can download it and save it. And I was telling you that in case if you are using, if you're using Mendeley, you can just import it also at your place. So you can see here 10,000 articles that you can refer on leadership. Ebooks, for example, you want to just have a look at the ebooks, at what are those ebooks. And you can see here these ebooks. You can see here the very first one, Understanding China's School Leadership, because the word leadership is appearing in the title from Springer 2020 publication that's there. And let's say, for example, you want to refer this, you just click on to get full text. And once you say get full text, this entire PDF of this book is there with you. So it's getting downloaded. You can see here, it's downloading this entire title, and you can keep this title, you can save this title. So 291 page long, this particular ebook is there with you. You can download it, save it, whatever way you want it. And you can glance through the entire contents. This is the entire content which is there available with you. So you can refer it, you can use it the way that you want to use it. And similarly, you can give any of the, any keywords, anything that on which you are working for, and even it tells you the format, it tells you who are the authors, it tells you from which period to which period they are being there, and you can just do that. See, Dark Side of Leadership in Educational Setting, so some very fascinating titles even that you would be able to see. Leading Cities, a global review of city leadership. So it's a leadership which is being there in various spheres. The changing landscape of leadership in early childhood education in China. Again, the similar way, you can click to get full text, and you'll be able to download, this. Digital transformation, digital leadership role in developing business model innovation. Again, quite interesting. Many of you may like to really look into, this digital leadership, which is, the call of the time also at the same time. You can always refer all this, give any words that you are searching. You can go for an all. And once you go for an all, then selectively even you can make searches for the things. So now I would like to show you one more feature which is there, and that is for our e-journals, So besides this, so please keep a note, whatever you are searching here, that is for the bibliographic one. It's a union catalogs. These are only the catalogs being there, and this entire material will be available for you for interlibrary loan. Physically, the book will come to you and you can refer it. Once you are searching the Knowledge Gainer portal, it is all the full text material. But as I indicated to you earlier, if you really see the kind of a material which is really required, not everything is available. It's not even, I would say, globally, that's a kind of the observation which is being made by the library fraternity, that not more than 5% of the content is there in the digital world. Neither they are born digitally, nor they cannot be converted like that, because you have many regulations. So still you have to rely on the the physical copies of these material, and which are being arranged, and that's how that's one of our very, very popular service. So please do rely on that. And once again, I would just like to mention the email ID before I show you our the e-journal. So these are the email ID that you should keep, and please do mark a copy of that to Mrs. Raj, or you may write to Mrs. Raj and mark us a copy of that. So whatever you're looking for, just send us an email, and then we do the rest from here. And e-journals, lastly, I would just like to go for it, and you can see here you have management e-journals.
Yes.
And those journals which are being listed in Scopus, you can see here, that we, within brackets, you are able to see that they are being listed in Scopus. So some of the Scopus journals that you want to, access, you can very well do that, and you can make a use of it. So please have a look at these 217 e-journals which are available in the field of management. And I would just like to take up, one of the, let's say this Asian Academy of Management Science. And you can see here the issues, all the issues are being there. Still, publishers worldwide are struggling, to get their publications of 2020 out. And that's how we can see still, it's a 19 issue which is being there. And you can see here this entire thing is being, all the PDFs copies are being there. User engagement mechanisms of online code design service. Does user innovativeness matter? Let's say you are wanting, to search, or the impact of strategic operations management decisions on shoppers' well-being. Quite again, a very interesting study. Just click on to the PDF, and you are able to see this entire journal. The journal from Asian Academy of Management journal, a Scopus journal which is being listed in Scopus, and you are able to see this 33-page long article. You can just download this article, use it the way that you want to do it. And as I indicated to you earlier, there is no restriction. Whatever number of downloads you want to do, you do it. There is no restriction from DELNET. Even on the, for the books that you get, the e-books that you get, means there is no restriction at all. It is entirely up to you, whatever, to the extent you want to utilize it. And even, for example, you want to get articles from DELNET, you're not neither able to find it from your own local sources, you're not able to find it in the Knowledge Gainer portal, just drop us an email and tell us that, yes, I'm looking for these, and we would be more than happy, to do that. So I think we would truly appreciate if you can drop us an email, write to Mrs. Raj, write to us. You need any assistance, you're looking for something that you are not able to lay hands on, we will be more than happy, to be of any assistance. And as I said, it's a very old association with New Delhi Institute of Management, and I must place on records a very warm, sincere thanks to the entire management, also also to our longtime professional colleague, a wonderful colleague, Mrs. Raj Angraji. So always so proactive and full of energy to, which is spreads also in the environment around, to really have helped us, in, having this webinar here today, and for giving us a chance to interact with you all. Has been a wonderful pleasure interacting. And we do look forward. I would also like to mention that those of you who are, doing the research work, sincerely, we would request you if you can, we would be doing in next few weeks time a webinar on Mendeley, that is on the DELNET platform. We use GoToWebinar platform, for our institutions, member institutions, and we will keep you, because I would be requesting Mrs. Raj to let us have your email ID so that we can keep it in the database. And once we hold this webinar on Mendeley, it will be for 1 hour orientation session, which we intend to do it somewhere towards the fag end of this month. We'll be more than happy to have yet another interaction with you, because that's a tool that you can utilize it, which becomes like a sub library for you. You can directly import the PDF files. You can also see a lot much of the, like for collaboration, it's very good. You can see worldwide who else is doing work in the similar areas. You can build up collaborations. You can search the documents. You can create the separate folders altogether for your various kind of things that you're engaged with. Directly, you can import a PDF. You can search it full text among those. So it becomes like a discovery layer for you. So you can discover any of the things. So at DELNET, we'll be really happy enough, to have you in some of our, future programs. And once again, my sincere thanks to Dr. Madhu Jasola and to Mrs. Raj Changrani and the entire management, and a big thank you to each one of you. And I'm sorry, that there have been some technical glitches, that you were not able to, see the things, for a while. My sincere apologies for the same. Great experience, great pleasure interacting. And we do look forward to seeing many incoming mails, from our fraternity of NDIM, and that would really make us feel, really feel good about, holding this webinar together. So with these words, I really, once again, place on records our very warm, sincere thanks and gratitude to Mrs. Raj and to the entire management, and also to each one of you for being here. I could see, we have fairly a big number of users, around 200 participants, attendees, which are there. So wishing you the very best. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay connected. Thank you very much. Profound privilege, for having this opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you indeed. God bless you all. Thank you. Over to you, Ms. Raj.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Sangeeta.
Yeah.
2-3 questions we will take, but remaining we can get solved through email.
Sure.
So one question is, if as there is a facility of e-books, downloading e-books, so is it legal, suppose one of our faculty or me, I am downloading ebook, can we share with the students or many number of?
Yeah, as long as you are doing it for teaching, research and reference purposes, under the fair use doctrine, you can very well can do that, yeah.
Yeah, because instead of saying to our students, can you download, we can download, we can share. So there is no legal issue.
Yeah, means, but for example, if you have purchased it online, means purchased it through a publisher, certain books.
Okay.
So you have to be very cautious at the time of signing and understanding with them. So you have to make it very, very clear to them that you are going to, distribute it to your students for teaching in reference. So make it sure, because that understanding that you do with the publishers, if you have paid for it, to a publisher for buying, let's say, a kind of a package of 100 ebooks or a 50 ebooks, it's very, very important that you have a very serious look, into the MOU that you would be signing, because they would ask you to sign an understanding with them before they give you an access to their e-content. So please ensure that you make it very clear to them, put a precondition that this has to be very clearly, it has to be mentioned in the understanding that the students, you are going to send it to your own bona fide students, and this should be a permitted thing. But it's good enough that you mention it clearly in the understanding MOU.
Okay, thank you very much. But another question related to this only. Suppose I am downloading through this portal from DELNET, then I can share?
Yeah, you can very well can share. This is meant for anyone. So it's like whether a user is directly doing that or you have downloaded and you have, given it. The only one thing one has to really, see to it that it's not that you have downloaded those PDFs, because right now you're going and then you are, doing that. So it's not like that you have kept yet another database for it. So as long as you are going to that site and you are doing it, it's perfectly all right. But it should not become a subset of something. That has to be, well taken care of. Okay, thank you very much. And other thing is, one of the student asking, do you just work on membership basis, or I think he means to say if he can access free of charge or like that. We are member, we have no problem. For our students, there is no problem. But maybe he is thinking. I'm able to get that point. See, the thing is, to our dear student, I would like to clarify the DELNET membership currently is given to the institution. So it's an institutional membership that we provide to an institution, wherein they pay, 11,500 per year plus 18% GST, which I said even earlier, which we have not increased for past more than 20 years. And this membership is for an institution. But yes, very soon we are in a process of launching by early next year, somewhere around by, but in this year itself, that is for 2021, we will be announcing and opening our digital knowledge center, which will be open for researchers and scholars, to access our resources, and it would be a membership model for them. But definitely a more subsidized model, which scholars and students, those who are not really linked up with any institution, but they are, doing some research work and they need, some research and scholarly help, they can, join DELNET, being a part of Digital Knowledge Center. And even in our premises here, you're most welcome. Once the things they get back to normal, you're most welcome to come down and we have created a physical space for a knowledge center also, wherein those who are doing a very, high-end research, they can always come, we can get the material arranged, and then they can refer and have a very, serene environment here with the backdrop of Aravallis here in JNU, so they can very well can do. But yes, we do have plans. We are already working on that for making the membership open for researchers and scholars, and that would be, they would become a member of DELNET Digital Knowledge Center. And under that, they will be able to access all these resources and also a couple of other things that we do have plans, for introducing for them. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So it means only research scholars can be the members individually if they want. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Raj. And few of our students are asking, is there any shortcut they can just access their management books, for example, just if they want to concentrate just on economics? Those are the things I think the AI has to do. We are also in the process of developing something more personalized things, and also creating some kind of an app. So it's like make my book. So you say that these are my particular keywords, on which you are wanting, and through the DELNET resources, it will create. So it's like, creating, a package for books, for journal articles, and lot many things. Those are our futuristic futuristic, things that we may like to do it for individual services. But if you need DELNET assistance in that, as I said, drop us an email, tell us that what exactly are you looking for which you really require some kind of instructors. We will do that work for you, and we will serve you, with a very select information which you directly can consume. So you need not to then really, though we suggest you that you must really, because once you try to, it's not an abstract knowledge, but it's more like, exhaustive thing, because once you read something, you may be able to get a lot much more insights. But if you require any kind of an assistance, you can always get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy. But we are working in giving this kind of a personalized services using some AI tools, which can, help us in fetching and culling out a very precise information what the user is looking, and serving them. It's like serving them on a platter. So those are our future projects that we do have in mind. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And other question is, can they access remotely? If
Yes.
they can, how?
Yeah. Two things are there, Mrs. Raj, that for accessing remotely, there are two technologies which are in place. Number one is that NDIM has to go for purchasing a remote IP. That is the remote IP solution. They need to purchase basically a remote IP from some of the, the vendors. It's just like the IPs that we have, the static IPs. Similarly, we do have the remote IPs also. There are some open source solutions also which are being existing, but that has to be implemented at the institutional level of NDIM. And so what happens in that scenario is that once they have the remote IP, they will create a link of DELNET, let's say on the NDIM library portal. So they will say, click here to go to the DELNET portal, linking it up with this 247.26 IP. And automatically, because our system, in our portal, we are going to insert that particular, remote IP. So this is one scenario. So our system will be able to do a handshake. System will be able to understand, yes, NDIM user is trying to get in touch with our portal, and the portal will get, authentication will happen. There will be a handshake, and you will not be prompted with any authentication thing. Automatically it will happen. Second scenario is wherein you have no other way to access other than giving a login and password. Because right now, for example, just immediately after this webinar, if you want to access DELNET, you go to delnet.in, click on to new discovery portal, and you will be, there will be a pop-up off the screen with the login password asking you. So I told you the login is NDIM, password Mrs. Raj is going to tell you about it, because we just want to be ensure that it is going to be used by bona fide users. So using that login password, you can do that. We at DELNET, we have no, restrictions, we have no objections, and library and the institution is free enough to give that login password as long as they know it is going to be used by the bona fide students, faculty, and others. So there are two options. Whatever is something which is more feasible and practical right now, which can be implemented. But we really want you to access, and we really want you to come back to us, and that's what is we desire to see.
Okay. Thank you very much. And the other question is, we always look forward the case studies by HBR. Is there any, without wasting our time, if we can just access and share with our students?
Mrs. Raj, you may be knowing that the HBR case studies are the most expensive, ones which are there. Everyone is fully aware being about it. But yes, if you're selectively wanting, some case study of HBR, we have the libraries who are subscribing to that selectively, means if you're looking for something, because you cannot go and access that entire resource unless and until you have subscribed for it. But you have a requirement, of a specific case study. Someone is doing a work, they want to refer, drop us an email, tell us what is that case study that you are looking for of HBR. And yes, definitely we would try to, help you out.
Okay, thank you so very much.
Yeah.
I think there are many other questions which we can take through mail.
Surely. I would appreciate if I can be, there should be a flooding of the emails coming in after this webinar, and to you and also to us at DELNET, because that's the mission with which we are serving, the society, and it's always such a profound privilege. And NDIM, one of a very old institution, took us 17 years, while being in Delhi, to get connected through this platform, but has been a great honor and pleasure to do so.
Thank you so very much. Now
Thank you,
I
Raj.
think I will just finish. If anyone wants to say anything, you are most welcome. Otherwise, I will just say a vote of thanks to Madam. So, good evening, dear students, friends, and all the other participants. I am sure all of you must have benefited from this very important, very useful seminar, and I can say session, training session. And now we know we can access endless number of resources through using this DELNET access. So here, Madam, I would just like to say thanks the director of DELNET, and I do hope we can count on you in future also for any information we are looking for. And as you are always helpful, and you and your staff also, needless to mention, they are very kind to us every time. So I will say that this was a very wonderful training session. We learned a lot, and I hope all the participants have also learned a lot. And I would take chance here to just say thanks to our chairman, sir, Dr. V.M. Bansal, our Director General, Professor Bhumika Madam, and our Director, Dr. Gauri Madhwal, and our Deputy Registrar, Dr. Vinita Sharma. And last but not least, I would extend my special thanks to our Registrar, Dr. Tina Singh, who stood by me all the time for her kind suggestion and guidance, and in organizing this very knowledgeable training session. In the last, I will once again will say thanks to each and everyone, and thank you very much for being with us. And I hope you have learned a lot. And Dr. Sangeeta Madam is always there. I am always there to help to access any kind of information, maybe ebooks, maybe articles, maybe your books related to management. Thanks a lot.